Ultimately, I feel like I trust CJ in this moment and stage. Year 3, it shouldn't be a sophomore slump. He's going to prove why he's underrated in a lot of players' eyes, and a lot of fans' eyes for sure. And ultimately, I think that's what gets the Houston Texans get the job done.
He already said he's sick of all that talking. He said, shoot, what else y'all wanted me to do last year? Best believe. Sunday, 3:25. Make sure y'all in front of the television because the Texans coming to whoop that ace. Los Angeles. You hear me?
Y'all offense against that defense. I mean, that, like y'all mentioned, that defensive line is crazy. That defense in general is insane. Jared Verse alone, I'm worried for CJ. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little worried.
We bringing in a lot of new pieces to that O-line to rebuild that culture. That we're not putting on that fly stuff no more. We ain't in LV coming to the game. We ain't freaking overalls and work boots. We coming to take care of business. Popovich had them doing push-ups. Push-ups at practice, NFL pros doing push-ups for missing assignments. I mean, accountability is back for the Houston Texans.
All right, so let's get into Texans versus Rams Week 1 predictions. What do you think the score will be, and who you have winning?
I got the Texans winning 27-21. I think it's going to be a really good game, but ultimately I think it's going to come down to Matthew Stafford. He's missed a lot of time, and I know he's a veteran quarterback. I know we think he's just going to be able to come in and pick up business as usual from the NFC division around, but that's just not how football works. You need to build those reps. You need to get repetition with your line. You need to get accustomed to your new personnel. I mean, I know it's relatively the same with Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua, but I mean, you got Devontae Adams, and obviously he is an all-time great receiver for sure, but you still need those reps. And coming off of a bad back, playing against the Houston Texans with arguably a top 2 defense in the entire National Football League, I mean, I think that just spells doom. Our defense has never been the problem. I think we have realistically 2 deployed candidates in Derek Stingley and Will Anderson Jr. this season, but I think the biggest question mark for us is taking care of business is going to be that offensive side of the ball, mainly that offensive line. I know we picked it out in the preseason. It looks somewhat decent, the new combination of linemen that we have, drafting Ursary out of Minnesota, Lakin Thomason that we just picked up in free agency. We got Jake Andrews brought over with Cole Popovich. We bringing in a lot of new pieces to that O-line to rebuild that culture. That we're not putting on that fly stuff no more. We ain't in LV coming to the game. We ain't freaking overalls and work boots. We coming to take care of business, but like it's a real deal offensive. Like Popovich had them doing push-ups. Push-ups at practice, NFL pros doing push-ups for missing assignments. I mean, accountability is back for the Houston Texans, and we have new leadership. Like Ursula was wearing his goddamn freaking combine shirt in a freaking interview in the locker room. Like, I promise you, from last year, being a Texan fan, we got what's his name, Larry Tunsil wearing Divine with the shades, and I mean he a cool dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
He can beat the
But you don't need linemen with those type of personalities. You need them like tough guy. I'm coming to work. I'm a mauler. We didn't have none of that last year. So now we bringing in new culture. We bringing in more weapons. Like last year, Nico Collins missed a large period of time. Tank Dell, obviously we know what happened to him. He's not going to be back this year. And Stephon Diggs tore his ACL. Now we drafted some guys and picked up guys in free agency. We got Christian Kirk, the man in the slot. We got his protege in the slot. What's his name? Jalen Noel. We got a big X6'4" Nico Collins replica, Jaden Higgins from Iowa State, that looked extremely fluid on the little preseason stats that we did see him out there. But we see the flashes. We see the potential. I mean, the Texans is built for now. We're built to win. Obviously, Joe Mixon missing week 1, and obviously the first month is going to be a working period in a sense. But give Nick Chubb a chance. I mean, Nick Chubb we can still go off of, 2 years ago, that's really when he had a good season. But realistically, it's a new scheme. It's a new system. It's more downhill. So I think Dameon Pierce is going to really relish into this offense. And obviously, we got Woody Marks, the talk of camp, the talk of fantasy. I mean, don't take my word for it. All I'm saying is Woody Marks, you better take his stock. Whatever it is, fantasy-wise, betting purposes, because he's getting the ball. CJ already talked about he loves Woody Marks. Woody Marks is going to be a vital piece to this offense this year. But I think we got to
carries. They splitting carries.
now that I don't know. Obviously, we have Pierce coming back. We have obviously Chubb. So like, I don't know how the carries are going to be split, but hopefully this is going to be a good test for us to see how we're going to be throughout the rest of the season, because we're going up against a pass rush involving a future defensive player of the year in Jared Verse. You got Byron Young. You got Kobe Turner. I mean, you have good guys on that defensive line. Not so much in the secondary, per se. So I think Nico Collins is bound to have a big day. Obviously, who's the other guy? Christian Kirk should dominate the slot, but for the most part, I feel like the Texans, this is a big test for us, at least on the offensive side, to see which type of team we are this year and who is the Houston Texans' identity for the 25-26 season.
Yeah, it ain't really too much more I got to add to that. I think the biggest thing about me picking the Texans over the Rams is I feel like I have a lot of reservations for what type of version Matt Stafford is going to be. However, I will say this. In terms of what the offense is capable of doing, we want to change the culture. We want to see how we stack up against the best. To be the best, you got to beat the best. This is a perfect opportunity because this whole game, we've seen it from the press conference of D'Amico Ryans, is going to rest on an offensive line on both teams going up against two very talented defensive lines. We already know what we got. Will Anderson Jr., we got Danielle Hunter, we got defensive tackles that could rotate and end up not having any significant level of drop-off whatsoever. And we got rotational edge pieces, too, that can, make an impact at any given moment. On the Rams side of things, you mentioned Byron Young, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner. You ain't even mentioned that first-round draft pick last year, Braden Fisk. So it's like they got a very talented defensive line, and the offensive line isn't the worst thing in the world either. They're a talented offensive squad. This is a perfect opportunity for our defense to showcase what we're capable of, especially going up against two relatively elite level receivers in the NFL. However, I got the Texans because I feel like our defense is very capable of showcasing and dominating in a lot of ways. Maybe there'll be some first week jitters, some first game bugs that we got to clean up, but at the same time, our offense is capable of taking that next step with the removal of Bobby Slovic and the entrance of Nick Caley into bringing in a new scheme. The running game, I will say the thing that worries me the most isn't just the offensive line. I'm getting Christian Harris flashbacks with Joe Mixon. So I'm going to knock on wood off of that alone. Yeah, I'm knocking on wood off of that alone, but at the same time, the running game, I feel like we got a nice amount of depth. Woody Marks, Dameon Pierce, Nick Chubb, and Nagoombuwale. I mean, shoot, he's going to get some PT with the pass blocking he does. So, ultimately, I feel like I trust CJ in this moment and stage, year 3. It shouldn't be a sophomore slump. He's going to prove why he's underrated in a lot of players' eyes, and a lot of fans' eyes for sure. And ultimately, I think that's what gets the Houston Texans get the job done.
He already said he's sick of all that talking. He said, shoot, what else y'all wanted me to do last year? But he said, I'm done doing all that talking. So, best believe, Sunday, 3:25. Make sure y'all in front of the television because the Texans coming to whoop that ace, Los Angeles. You hear me?
We ain't going for none of that sugar, honey, iced tea.
I respect y'all opinions. This is going to be a very good game. I agree with your score as well. I feel like it's going to be a very close game. I feel like it's going to come down to a defensive battle, honestly. I feel like that's just going to be the main theme. I did not take into consideration that Matt was still hurt. I forgot about that. So that kind of gives me a little question, but I don't know. Do you think that y'all are going to be able to stop Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams?
Sure, first team All-Pro on that side. And
that's true. That's an all-time right there. That's an all-time great over there.
Keep in mind,
y'all still got a young corner over this side.
Yeah, but keep in mind, we got help. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is slated for week 1.
Oh, he back?
Yeah.
Okay.
We dodged the bullet.
That's true. But then, too, y'all offense against that defense. I mean, that like y'all mentioned that defensive line is crazy. That defense in general is insane. Jared Verse alone, I'm worried for CJ. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little worried. Now, I don't know how much better y'all O-line got. I know y'all got some pieces in the draft. I don't know how good they are, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a close game. I feel like the Rams probably going to close this one out, but I feel like CJ going to go down. He going to go out fighting. Like, it's going to be a good game from him and Matt Stafford. But, yeah, for this, I got the Rams winning for sure. Going to be a good game, though.
Man, that's pretty crazy. One more thing, Charles, who you think going to be the biggest key in y'all game when y'all go up against Denver?
You know, when Denver plays Houston and the Rockets, you know, I think it'll be very interesting to see how Steven Adams is able to try to neutralize Nikola
Man, I don't know. He got some amnesia with his Tennessee stuff, man. You know, he's a Tennessee Titan for life, but
pick, bro.
Damn, God, you should be happy. You got Cam Ward, your favorite celebration. You're this.